Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Kenyans are very angry and Kenyans are very bitter with William Samoei Arap Ruto because earlier today there were protests for justice for the late Albert Ojwang in Nairobi, and the police shot a young man. The young man was unarmed. The young man was selling masks to the protesters. The police came at very close range to him. He never resisted and they shot at him. I hope you've watched that video because that video goes against YouTube policies and therefore I cannot share it here. But I want to talk about that video.
Madam Speaker, it would be, Madam Speaker, it would be careless on my part if I don't say that I've just learned that actually the young man that I'm talking about, I'm being told, is again from Homa Bay and from Suba. Madam Speaker, that is why we must always stand on principle. Can you imagine if I was speaking here carelessly, saying how it is nice for police to kill people? But I've said the police need to restrain themselves without knowing that this is a person from Suba. Madam Speaker, I want to repeat, it does not matter, and he was selling masks because people are demonstrating. I've actually watched that clip. It is totally reckless and irresponsible what that police officer has done, and they are doing a disservice to this government, because when you make 5 steps forward or 10 steps forward, they take you 50 back. And we need to be moving forward as a country. We can't be moving back all the time. What do I go and tell the Suba people? Honestly. I don't know if it's from Suba North or Suba South, but whichever is from Suba. It is unfortunate. And from Homa Bay. Homa Bay, we are tired of mourning. We are dying of natural causes. Even yesterday, I lost my nursery school teacher at Which. Today, again, we are from the police. Let us die of natural. Let us die of natural causes. Not being killed. Homa Bay, please. Please.
Thank you.
Ojwang. Now, surely, all of us are being killed. Who will remain in Homa Bay? Please.
Because the police have issued a statement, and in that statement they're suggesting that the man was taken to hospital and is currently receiving medical attention. But those who witnessed are suggesting that the young man is actually dead. I want you to watch this lady and question yourself why the police rushed to pick this gentleman from there.
Nilikuwa nayo nimepewa hata tishu nimepewa na yote.
Uko na hiyo nini?
Nani anataka
kama ni yako nataka hapa kwa kamera.
Mito wapi? Mito wapi?
Madam mse alikuwa anauza mask, kwa mada alikuwa anauza
Kuna picha ya ujamaa.
Hey, ndio bullet.
Kuna picha ya ujamaa.
I'll give you.
Ndio hii.
Sasa labda sasa hizi ma CCTV zinaweza tuonyesha.
Na wamempeleka wapi?
Wamemchukua mahali nilikuwa nimelala. Unajua sasa zile watu wametawanyika. Sasa wakakimbia, wakamchukua. Na sasa
maganda imeanguka, ni maganda.
Mtu ametaka maji. Hiyo mtu ametaka maji. Mimi hata sitaziuza tena.
We all remember that over the weekend, Farouk Kibet, who is a close ally of the president, issued this order to Johnson Sakaja.
Sasa Sakaja, wewe unapenda sheria. Wewe umekuja hapa. Sisi tunakutuma kwamba Nairobi ibaki salama.
And the question Kenyans are asking is, whose authority was Farouk Kibet ordering Sakaja? And indeed, Sakaja responded by warning Kenyans.
Demonstrating for your rights is allowed. but we will not allow destruction of property again. Haitafanyika tena Nairobi. Haitafanyika. Ukiona watu wanachoma magari, yani mtu umetoka umeenda town na gari yako inachomwa, that will not bring back our brother. Si ni kweli? Na hao wakora wanajulikana, Your Excellency. Kuna wale wamenaswa kwa kamera, wamenaswa, picha zimepigwa wakivunja hizo dustbins, wakivunja kabro. Kuna barabara nimeweka brand new Victorian lights wanabeba. Please, they must be arrested. Na wafungwe. Na uwe funzo kwa watu wengine. Public property belongs to the people of Kenya. Si ni kweli? So hata kama tunatetea haki zetu, kwa sababu katiba inasema you can demonstrate so long as you're peaceable and unarmed.
And in the morning, Kenyans were actually shocked when goons allegedly hired or procured by Sakaja started roaming the streets of Nairobi.
Siku zote Gavana Igwe, Sakaja, tumelinda jiji na tuwaogopi. Wakuje sasa, wakuje sasa. Igwe siku zote, Mbwekse tuko hapo.
Sakaja Mbwekse.
Siku zote. Kuja.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to talk about today's demonstrations, the goons and the police, and the implication it will have on one man, William Samoei Arap Ruto. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, my take on this matter are as follows. Number one, it is now very clear that William Ruto has lost control of the country, if you are to ask me. Because we've reached a situation where the government is seeking for the support of goons to manage protest. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Because Sakaja is a governor. Our constitution does not grant Sakaja any slightest power over security. The security of the Republic of Kenya was never devolved.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Babu Owino, Member of Parliament for Embakasi East constituency. I stand before you today not just as a voice of concern, but as a citizen who is deeply outraged by the senseless violence we are witnessing. The recent attacks by goons on innocent people are not just cowardly. They are a direct assault on the values we hold dear as a society. The value of peace, value of dignity, and justice. Let me be clear today with what is happening in Nairobi at the CBD. There is no place for violence in a civilized society. No ideology, no agenda, no grievance justifies raising a hand against another human being. These goons, these thugs are not heroes. They are criminals and they must be treated as such. We cannot and will not remain silent when our fellow citizens are beaten, harassed, and intimidated. Silence in the face of such brutality is complicity. It is our moral duty to speak up, to demand accountability, and to ensure that those responsible are brought to book. I also take this opportunity to condemn the senseless killing of one innocent protester at the CBD today by a police officer. An officer whose responsibility is to protect lives and to protect property. But instead, these officers resorted into taking lives. I want to condemn this with the contempt it deserves. And I want to warn this officer, having known very well what is happening in this country, that his own boss is going to be charged for murder. How can you move further to kill an innocent protester whose only mistake is to go on the street to protest against the death of one of their own, the death of one Albert Ojwang, who was senselessly killed too in the hands of the police officers.
So they reached out to Sakaja through Farouk, and Farouk is William Ruto. And because of the way, what does that tell you? Because the role of a government is to protect the life and the property of the citizens. So I think Ruto has lost on that account. Number two, based on this shooting, which was captured live, it is clear that there is a killer squad within the force. Because this guy was actually masked when he was shooting. That's the fact. And he forgot that he was dealing with Gen Zs who are capturing all these moments. He has now been identified. There is no way William Ruto and the government will convince Kenyans after today's incident that there is no killer squad within the police. Because what sin did the guy commit? Assuming we are just praying for him to survive this so that he can tell us the story. Because from the videos, it is clear that the man did not pose any threat whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, my third thought, which is also significant, but before I give you it, allow me to also take this opportunity to introduce you guys to BRICS Solutions. BRICS Solutions is your number one partner in structured cabling, CCTV installation, website design, and software solutions. Currently, BRICS Solutions has one of the best point-of-sale software in the market, designed for supermarkets, schools, petrol stations, pharmacies, any other thing. You can contact the numbers you are seeing on your screen there for live demonstrations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now clear that Ruto, government, and the police must find better ways of negotiating with these young people. Because if not well managed, I foresee danger for our republic. Because it's going to reach a point where Kenyans will no longer trust the police. And the police will also get tired. And apart from getting tired, the police will also start seeing fellow Kenyans, as the enemy. It should not reach at that point. The only way out of this is for the government to seek for better ways and better strategies of managing the young people. We are talking of young people who are educated, who are well learned, but they are jobless. They have nothing to lose. They can't even marry because they don't have ways of supporting families. Ladies and gentlemen, the other day I offered my unsolicited advice to the president on how he can deal with these agencies. I don't think it's hard for the president. Of course, it's clear that majority of Kenyans don't trust the president, but he can task his team to start negotiating with these young people. For example, I'm 100% sure that today's demonstration would have been averted if the president had thought out. And I'll explain that in another video which I've prepared. In that video, I suggested that if William Ruto had talked to Langat on the day he first released that statement and used that statement to announce the resignation of Langat, this demonstration would not have reached here. Because the Gen Zs promised to demonstrate today, and William Ruto forced Langat to resign just yesterday. I'm 100% sure that the Gen Zs would have found another reason, but not for Langat, because Langat even did not resign. What he did was to step aside. So Ruto and the government must start figuring out a better way of negotiating with these young people. And because William Ruto is the president, and because he has state resources and state machinery, he should be able to know the strength of these guys, their weaknesses, and how to deal with them. I watched in parliament today in shock today when Kimani Ichung'wah was like lecturing Kenyans to respect the police. These actions are the reasons why Kenyans no longer see police as that police, whose work is to maintain law and order. Number 4, which is very dangerous, is the fact that with these actions, these young people are being emboldened. They are being prepared for the future. If you listen to them, they have been singing William Ruto must go. They've corrupted that Kasongo song and it's now trending like nothing else. These young people will send William Ruto home if he's not careful. These same young people will send Sakaja home. Because these young people, they are not buying these tribal stories. For example, in Luo here, there's a narrative which is being sent that this war is between William Ruto and the Kikuyu nation, and therefore the Luos should not get involved. And the young people are saying for them, they are not concerned about that. For them, what they want is justice for Ojwang. So these young people are being emboldened. And lastly, and this is a warning, the 2027 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya must be free. It must be fair. And it must be verifiable. If 2027 elections will not be free, it will not be fair, and it will not be verifiable, these young people, Mr. President, they are going to be a problem. Because we are talking of 2 more years, another generation is coming out of school, and they are seeing this. If not well managed, the country will burst because they have nothing to lose. Until next time, this is Makwiny. By the way, I'm coming back with a video about the resignation or the stepping aside of Elijah Langat. It's going to come a bit late. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.